Yo, we got to talk about it, man. We got your boy P. Diddy, man. He actually in a little bit more trouble than he was originally in. I guess he could fight it just like anybody that's a billionaire. But the situation is they're claiming that he is using the other inmates' phone calls and stuff like that to contact other witnesses. And they don't like that kind of stuff. So let's try to listen to one of the reports.
P. Diddy has seemingly made some friends on the inside, and apparently they're doing his dirty work for him. New reports suggest that fellow Brooklyn inmates have been keeping Diddy's jail cell clean and pristine, even making the bed for him. And that's not all. There are also reports that other inmates are making Diddy snacks and allowing him to use their phone accounts to make his calls. To get a better look at
So you see that they claiming that he's using other inmates' phone calls to contact witnesses, and all the phone calls at a correctional facility across America is recorded, and P Diddy was actually in court like a day ago because he was dealing with the fact that they had raided his jail cell and took papers and forms that he's using to fight his case. And that's kind of bad too, even though they can raid your cell and all that stuff. But in the process of you raiding your case, in the process of them raiding and taking the forms, they actually got access to what he's using as a defense. And if they want to, they could take that and give it to the prosecutor, which is what their job actually is. So the people that work there, so it's like that is a bad thing. And when you're a billionaire, this is a problem. If you're a regular citizen, this is normal activity. You know what I mean? But if you're a billionaire, you got a reason to try to make a complaint about that and say, hey, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? So, but P. Diddy has been locked up for now about 2 months now. You know what I'm saying? So you would think that somebody 55-year-old, he wouldn't be able to handle it. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm sure that, I don't think they got him in solitary confinement no more, which is like separating him from the other inmates just because he probably can handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like being around other people and kicking it around other people. And it seemed like the place they got him, everybody is still in the same situation where they haven't been convicted. You know what I'm saying? So it's all like everybody still got their nose kind of want to be a little clean because they still fighting the case. And all it takes is one problem. And now when you go to go fight your case, they're going to bring that up. Whether it was a fight, a raid, or whatever they did to your cell, and you had contraband, they're going to try to use that against you. So somebody like P. Diddy and other inmates got to be careful. But I can imagine that P. Diddy would be getting help from the other inmates because people trying to make money. And he a billionaire. So it's like if you locked in a cell and you got a family that you ain't able to help no more because you in jail, then hell yeah, you're going to talk to somebody like P. Diddy and be like, can you help me? What you need? If I got muscles and strength, then I'm going to try to, protect you. If I got, you know what I mean, a bunch of dudes that'll rock out for me, then we're going to be your crew. If I got access to the kitchen, then I'm gonna make sure you get certain kind of foods that you want after hours or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If I got drugs and you into drugs, then I'm gonna make sure you got that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna help me. And that's really what it all will come down to. P. Diddy being a billionaire, people know that he can help them even if it's a small way. Because imagine $10,000 for somebody like P. Diddy, that's probably like a penny. But to another person, that's probably like money to take care of their family for a year. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact of them being in jail, and maybe their family don't have enough money to continue on without them being there. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a lot of times where somebody like a P. Diddy or any one of these rich people, they're going to be able to take care of 30, 40 guys on the deck. You know what I'm saying? Or in some jail wing because it's financially freedom for them. And then a lot of times they got companies or businesses that's constantly making money. So even while they're in jail, their company's still making money. So it's not like they actually hitting their bank account. They could be using money from the new income. You know what I'm saying? New revenue coming in. So it's just all kind of ways. But on the police side, they're not finna let you just use their phones or other. And then people will tell on you. If you using other people's phones and all that stuff, people just gonna tell on you and be like, yo, I know they say he used up to 8 people's cell phones. I'm sorry, if he used up to 8 people's phone privilege, not cell phones, but a phone privilege. And that allowed him to talk to people, not basically be caught up on his record. You know what I'm saying? And he could talk to people, blah, 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 but that they out it, they busting it out to the world. And I think he's supposed to go to court again this Friday coming up. So it'll be a possibility that he could try to get released. But this is the reason why these kind of information come out, because they're trying to stop him from getting a release or even an activity of a release. It's like, nah, that ain't going down. You ain't getting released. You ain't getting none of that bond, none of that. And why is because of this case. And then you got people like these websites and shit that or podcasters that report that information, and then it seemed like it's legit. You know what I'm saying? Because they was trying to say that he's trying to taint the with the jury pool by having his kids come out with videos or statements and stuff like that to try to make it seem like he's not such a bad guy. But then I heard one of the other podcasters say, well, that's exactly what they're doing on the opposite side. The government is putting out all these statements about him in jail, trying to make sure they taint the jury pool of him in a bad way. So why is it wrong for him to make a statement or put out a video to try to paint himself in the right way, especially if he's trying to get out of jail? You know what I'm saying? Or he feels like he's innocent. So it's like, but the government is the one who's going to strike against you. So if you do that, but then they claim you can't do that, then it's only going to be struck against you. It's not like you can use that to say, hey, well, this is my argument in that regard. They ain't going to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is we expect P. Diddy to beat the case, because these billionaires, you just can't imagine a billionaire going to jail for something, even no matter what, how heinous the conversation is, especially if it's not murder. Then it's like, he gonna be able to beat it, because all the people involved got to come out and say, but they did. So, with him having those high power lawyers and all that stuff, it's a possibility he can actually beat the case. You know what I'm saying? However it play out, you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? But him sitting in jail for now until next year, I'm sure that's gonna be rough. You know what I'm saying? For anybody, especially a billionaire who's used to like $1 million lifestyle, all this money, all this stuff, and flying and people bringing you food and all this stuff. So it's like he's been living as a billionaire or not a billionaire, but at least a millionaire, and definitely a thousandaire for at least 30 years. So if that's been your lifestyle officially, not like it's hidden or you was low key with it, like everybody in the world knew you was rich. Like whoever was breathing and got old enough to understand life knew that if they heard about that person was rich. So that's all you know. So that means that when you go to a jail cell or a prison or any of those lockups, you could only do what you know. So people gonna come around you with admiration, and then you're gonna put them to work. You're gonna put them on a payroll, if you will, and you're gonna operate the way you know. It's gonna be hard to put that down and be like, oh no, I can't operate like this because I'm in here, and they gonna know it. It's like, hey, this is what I know. I need 8 guys over here doing this. I need 3 guys for this. And especially if they'll let you do it, because most times in jails it's like, oh no, man, Big Tony run it, and that's it. So, but if you got the money, Big Tony not gonna be able to run that prison or that area of the prison, because they're gonna be like, hey, Big Tony, we know you this, that, and the third, but this guy got the money, so you might as well get in line with him. And then we all could be straight over here. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they put him on your area in your jail. So, assumptively it would be like, oh man, his life is in jeopardy. But think about it. A billionaire, would you punch a billionaire in the face? Probably not. Probably not. You'll be thinking about, how do I talk him into giving me some money? Because otherwise, if you hurt him, you still got to go get money. So what you gonna do? Beat up the job person or the person with the check? It's highly unlikely. So that's why somebody like P. Diddy, he is gonna be able to utilize the people to a high level, because then it's enclosed. It's not even like outside where people get to go home and think about it and say, hey, you know what? I changed my mind. This ain't what I want. Everybody's stuck in the same limbo. And it's like, you know what? This is better than just sitting in my cell. This is more excitement than it was before this guy came here. And I could make money, and I could do this, and I could do that. So he'll be like a fun environment kind of situation, especially when you get to be around him. Like, shit, fuck that. If he's just talking about what it was like to be a big time celebrity while he in our cell, while he in our area, that we just gonna listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't never knew that. When then somebody at his level, he ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? So even if he exaggerate, it got to be some truth to it, because of who he is. And then he made it to a billionaire status. So, I assumptively, it would be feeling like the words and the stuff that he's accused of, people would be trying to hurt him. You know what I mean? But again, if you hurt him, then it comes down on you when police run in there and be like, who did this? Now you going down. You know what I mean? Plus, with him being so rich, if they announce it's you who actually did something to him, on the news, then your family could be in jeopardy because there's a lot of people that love him and people got admiration for him. So now they announce you did this, and your nephew or your family member get into some kind of shit because of the connection between that. So a lot of times you just kind of just gotta let people live because you ain't trying to add time on your bill because of what this guy did, especially if you can get caught for it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he rich. So how you gonna hide? Like, how you gonna be like, it wasn't me or you didn't see it or something? And they probably got cameras all in that damn place, just off the front. But they did say it was 3 suicides in there, and a few people died, and some actual workers left. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a dope location to be locked up at. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of questions involved with that, man. But I guess being somebody like P. Diddy is to his benefit to get the people working for him and doing stuff for him and being on his side because he in there. And then this is a process that you're going to have to do now and when they move you to the next one or when they move you to the next one. It's all new people there. It's all a new environment. You got to get to know new people. You got to see who the guy or person that's in charge. And I'm sure it's people that work there that's going to be wanting to benefit from him. I just saw a story a few days ago, if not yesterday, about a guy who was locked up, I think in North Carolina, and he got like two of the the workers, got 2 of the security girls what they call them, correctional officers. He got 2 of the correctional officers pregnant. And they was trying to convict him of that. You know what I mean? Like they was bringing him down on that. You know what I'm saying? But he was in jail already. So it's like, what? So imagine somebody with P. Diddy status or his name level, and you a girl or several girls, and you got access to this guy in overnight, all night long, and it's your job. It's a possibility that that girl might be pregnant too in a few. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be just, he's sitting in a jail cell, rotting away in a psychological idea where we would think. You know what I'm saying? Somebody at that status is going to have access to it. I wouldn't imagine, I wouldn't put it past him, rather, him actually getting out of the jail cell and going to be up in a hotel room. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's a hotel down the street, man. You got access, go down there. They already know, blah, blah, blah. And you can sleep in there, come back in the morning. You never know what it's like, when you're not able to see, people and all of that. But they doing the reporting on them. And to me, it makes sense because it's not easy to get to no $1 billion. And if you got to that point, it probably ain't something you want to give up fast. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to utilize the power that come with that. So let me know in the comment section what y'all think about P. Diddy, man. Is he on the right? Is he in the wrong? Should he go down for this? This your boy, man. Hit me up ASAP.